Holocaust was the systematic killing of 6 million Jews, along with millions of others, by Nazi Germany and its collaborators during the Second World War. The Nazis called it the final solution to the Jewish question. American historian Deborah Lipstadt says,
"The Holocaust has the dubious distinction of being the best documented genocide in the world."
Yet denial that the Holocaust ever took place has been a problem for decades. The Nazis infamously tried to disguise what they were doing at a transit camp in Theresienstadt when the International Red Cross visited the camp in June 1944. A later example is far-right American political activist Willis Carto, who founded the so-called Institute for Historical Review in 1978 to produce pseudo-academic materials to minimize or even deny the Holocaust. Just over a decade after that, Holocaust denial had reached such a level that Deborah Lipstadt published a book titled Denying the Holocaust: The Growing Assault on Truth and Memory. In it, she called historical writer David Irving a Holocaust denier and falsifier of history, a statement that prompted him to file a court case claiming libel, which he eventually lost at appeal in 2001. Irving was later sentenced to 3 years in an Austrian prison for speeches he made in that country. Perhaps more significant, the leaders of Iran are notorious for Holocaust denial. In 2016, their supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, uploaded a video to his official website repeating that denial. And while Holocaust denial continues today, there is a recent trend towards trying to reduce or distort its scale and significance rather than deny it happened. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was president of Iran in 2009. When asked why he repeatedly denied the Holocaust, he sought to diminish the significance of it.
No, I'm asking you a different question. There are many historical events, similar historical events. Why is this one in particular so important to you?
In a similar way, the current Iranian president, Ebrahim Raisi, caused outrage among Jews in September 2022 with his suggestion that there are some signs that the Holocaust happened, but the issue requires more research. In June 2022, a British Islamic scholar even claimed that Hitler did the Jews a favour through the Holocaust.
By the 1940s, Hitler did a favour for the Jews, that the Jews now were favoured by Europe. And because we know in the concentration camps, not only Jews were killed, other races were killed. Romanians, Germans themselves were the main victims of Hitler's campaigns. But the sympathy was for the Jews, and therefore they capitalized on this, and hundreds and thousands of Jews immigrated to Palestine.
Another example arose in January 2022 when American actress Whoopi Goldberg caused outrage.
The Holocaust isn't about race.
No.
It's not about
maybe
race.
ethnicity.
Well,
they
no,
consider
it's
Jews
about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man.
Shortly afterwards, she apologised, but in December that year she made similar comments in an interview with Janice Turner of The Times, seemingly incapable of accepting the racial hatred directed towards the Jews. Using more extreme language in August 2022, Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas refused to condemn the deadly attack on Israeli athletes at the 1972 Munich Olympics, and then made a ridiculous claim that Israel had committed 50 Holocausts against the Palestinians.
50 massacres, 50 Holocausts, and until now, every day there are deaths by the hands of the Israeli army. Our demand is that we say enough.
And as recently as January 2023, Richard Williamson had this to say in an interview aired on Iranian television.
Behind the myth of the Holocaust, it's a myth. The reality, instead of 6 million Jews dying by gassing as a deliberate policy under the Third Reich, The historical truth is that about 100,000, the records are there, Red Cross, for instance, it's a little over 100,000 Jews who are recorded to have died, I think, in the concentration camps of the Third Reich. And if you say, no, it wasn't 6 million that died, that's a myth. You are causing extra grief for the poor souls, the poor Jews who lost relatives in the Holocaust. It's pure emotion.
So it is more important than ever to remember the Holocaust and reject these attempts to deny it, distort it, or diminish its significance. There is a vast amount of evidence that millions of Jews were murdered using industrial-scale processes, as recorded in reliable history books and websites. We were reminded of one of those pieces of evidence on Thursday the 15th of December 2022, when British MPs marked 80 years since Foreign Secretary Anthony Eden confirmed in a speech to the House of Commons in 1942 that European Jews were being exterminated by Nazi Germany. Eden's original announcement stunned the Commons into silence, a rare event.
To remember that this important moment and a tribute to all those who suffered at the hands of the Nazis, I now invite the House to join me in a minute's silence.
We all have an opportunity to stand for the truth on the 27th of January, Holocaust Memorial Day. Let's support the Jewish community by joining them in remembrance.